Well, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. I know it's a late one. We are getting started late here. We're not doing our... Well, it's only... What time is it here in LA? Or San Diego. It's 5:30. It feels so late. We're doing Christmas Eve around 7, so I got about 90 minutes to hang out and stream and whatnot. Marco, you got a pardon from the president. Happy holidays for that. Merry Christmas to y'all. Don't be scared, homie. Thank you. Right back at you. You as well, Crank. You're having a horrible Christmas, Matty P. Why? What's going on? Talk to me real quick. We're going to play a game in a minute. Super fucking chill game. But why are you having such a bad Christmas? What's going on? Yeah, I'm eating a little fucking thing on the internet. While I'm streaming, I'm going to eat a little, just for the beginning, Jolly Rancher. Then I'm done. Your mom is in the hospital. That's not good news. What does she got? Does she have the COVID? And what about you? Goddamn. Soviet soldier, you're having a rotten Christmas too? What's happening? What's happening? You all so-and-sos? Hang on. I'm not going to eat on the stream. I just need this sugar rush. Hang on. Oh, shit, man. She has cancer. I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am. Let me ask you this. Sorry. Is it, how progressed is it? I mean, is she just sort of, is she being treated and they're working through it, or is it pretty severe at this point? Your mother's staff has got COVID and she's having symptoms. Oh my God, Soviet, that sucks, man. Totally fucking sucks. Sorry to hear it. Hello, Jojo D. Very sorry to hear it, man. Listen to me. I go to the grocery store today. I go to the Ralph's, and I had to. Because I had to get food for tonight, had to get food for tomorrow. I'm like, I'm going to beat the crowds. I don't want no COVID. I got up super early. I got there, well, super early for me. I got there about 8:30 in the morning, give or take, maybe a little later. And I'm like, well, it fucking packed. So I get in, I get out as fast as I can. But I'll tell you, if I end up getting the COVID, it's because of that. I mean, it was absolutely just a pain in the ass. A pain in the ass trying to deal with that shit. Oh, Matt, I'm sorry. Matt says it's very severe. It's any day now and I'm not ready. How old are you and how old is your mama, Matty P? Sorry to hear it. Tell me, I'm curious how old you are. I'll tell you why I'm asking in a minute. I normally go to my brother, says Chris, for Christmas, but he and his whole family have COVID. Jesus Christ, what is going on? Wait a minute. Was your brother social distancing, wearing mask and all that, and he still got COVID? Oh, Matt, that's young. Okay, I was going to ask if she had lived 52. Goodness gracious. Not much older than me, man. Oh, I'm so sorry. What I can tell you, for whatever it's worth, what I can tell you is I was a very big fan of my parents. I loved my parents. We weren't estranged or anything like that. And I was very scared and sad when I knew that my dad at first got sick and then eventually my mom got sick. And I just couldn't fathom, what it would be like without them. I was so sad about it. And I get it. And it's healthy and you're supposed to be sad. All I can tell you is, and I know you know this, you're not asking for advice, but what I can tell you is you do come through it. Everyone's going to go through it sooner than later if they're lucky, because if they don't, it basically means that they went before their parents, which is even worse. So, I hear you, bud. I'm sorry about that. I really am. But yeah, what a year, and that's a hell of a way to end it, man. And I'm sorry for you and your family, but you will come out the other side. Everybody goes through it. It absolutely sucks at first. I mean, it still sucks. I miss my parents all the time, but you move on, but it's still really sad. And I feel for you. Jojo D says, Merry COVID Christmas. This has been a horrible pandemic and hopefully the world learns from it. Ugh, who knows, man? Who the fuck knows? Christopher Moore, you got a sweet tooth truck for Christmas. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. My mom was negative on COVID, but she might be carrying it, so we got to be away from her on Christmas. Well, that's good she was negative. Daniel says, hello, Jaffe. Hello, Hobo. My brother-in-law and my new nephew of 19 months are social distancing because of COVID. My sister died of a tragic accident in September. You don't know if you'll make it through? Well, of course you'll make it through, Daniel Hobo. Come on now. Greetings from Moscow. Greetings from San Diego, pal. Of course you'll make it through. That's terrible. I'm very sad. I'm very sorry that that happened to your sister, man. That's awful. I'm really, really sorry about that. But of course you'll make it through. How old are you? What do you want to do with your life, sir? Eddie Jordan says, Jaffe, I just subbed over on the YouTube. Like you followed the channel or you are a member. I'm not sure what you mean because either one of those should have pinged something on my Discord and it didn't, which makes me worried if the thing's not working anymore. But thank you for the follow or the sub or whatever it was. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Holy shit. You guys are just a fucking mess. Upvote says, I ate so much I'm pooping blood. So we got a guy with his mom sick. We got a guy who doesn't have the strength to get through the holidays, and now somebody's shitting blood out of his butthole. I swear to God, this chat is wonderful, but my goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Let's see. Hobo says, I don't know if I have the strength. I'm 30 and I don't know what I'll do when I'm older than I don't know what I will do when I'm older than my late sister. Yeah. Well, sucks, man. It's really rough. Really fucking rough. Life's a fucking pain in the ass. It's a chaotic mess of nonsense, baby. I mean, it sucks. I feel for you. Yeah, I mean, just chaos. You just live in chaos. We try to pretend. That's why religion has such a hold. I know we're celebrating the baby Jesus, whatever. That's why religion has such a fucking hold. Because, you know, what we should do is we should raise our children to say, look, motherfucker, welcome to life. It doesn't make any real fucking sense that we can tell. It's chaotic. It's tragic. It is absolutely can be wonderful. And you are here, so you may as well do what you can within reason to enjoy it. Don't fake being happy. Either be satisfied or don't be satisfied. But, you know, I think we should raise kids to, you know, don't raise them to believe in this horse shit. I'm sorry if you're religious folk, whether you're Jewish or Muslim or Christian or Buddhist. Come on. Can we move forward? Can we move fucking forward? Right. Soviet says the true meaning of Christmas is keeping the economy stable. I don't mean to get into a political stream. And I'm not going to. We're going to play a game. Jaffe says, Jay, if you could go back to high school to tell yourself one thing, that's a good question, especially knowing where the world has gone. Well, okay, wait a minute. Are you saying, let me get rid of this red bar here. If I could travel back in time to tell myself one thing, for my own personal benefit, or do you mean like I can stop 9/11 from happening? I'm not sure what the context of your question is, but I'm happy to answer it. I got to get rid of this red bar. It's driving me fucking crazy. Hang on. I'll check the chat in just a second. Hello, Robert the Moderate. I'm good. How are you? Oh, look, we got bologna and cheese sandwiches for everyone. Thank you, upvote. But you got to get rid of the bologna for me because I don't eat meat, but I'll have a cheese sandwich. Mine would be buy Bitcoin, says Sweetness. Okay, fair enough. Religion should die if we wish to proceed. I mean, I try to say that in a nice way, and I understand that religion brings a lot of people a lot of comfort, and I'm not looking for people to lose that and not have that. But at the same time, there is a point where I think we would be a lot better if we just sort of embraced what we know is. But anyway, whatever. I am sorry, though, you guys, some of you guys in the chat are having a rough patch. You'll come out the other side. And we'll be here for you. And we'll be here for you in the meantime. Jaffe, have you been playing God of War 2018? Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I was going to play it a little tonight, and I may after we finish our festivities here. But right now, I'm going to play something appropriately Christmassy. then maybe but yeah, I've been playing it. I got to the part, if you've played it, where you're taking the elevator out of the mines and that giant fucking cat lizard thing that crawls on the wall started attacking. And I was kind of like, well, that looks like a fun place to pick the stream back up. So I'm waiting for the stream to come in, and we'll play some God of War. But I'm not going to be playing God of War right now. I'm going to be playing it definitely over the break, and I might even be playing it tonight. But right now, we're going to play something Christmassy. Blade says, thanks for streaming on Christmas, Jaffe. I haven't celebrated Christmas in forever, so the stream is nice. You are very welcome. I like live events on Christmas because, here's what it is. Oh, I'm with you, Annis. Oh, it's Annis. Good to see you again, sir. He says, I'm a Muslim, but I love the Christmas vibes. I'm an atheist. I'm an agnostic, whichever day you ask me. And I absolutely love Christmas. I adore Christmas. I love the music. I love the spirit around it. I love almost everything about it. It's absolutely wonderful. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year. There's game news. SimpleCloud says, Jaffe, where's the game news today? Come on. Hey, it's fucking Christmas Eve. Give me a break. But I appreciate that. I have some game news, but I'm saving that for the 26th. We are going to do what was going to be the Christmas Day, the holiday stream. That's going to be the 26th. So I'll save all that for then. Robert the Moderate says, I'm doing great. This is my first Christmas with my girlfriend. Where is she? Put her on. Is she in there with you right now? Have you shown her this? Have you shown her that, Rob? Has she come over and said, oh my God, I am with a goddamn Adonis. What's that you're holding, Rob? Oh, it's a baby? Oh, I'm out of here, bitch. Is that what happened? I don't know. Didn't you grow up Jewish? Okay, so I grew up, let me just tell you this. I was raised, hello, Mobin. Mobin says, welcome me. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Just got a copyright strike. She's cooking. Bullshit. Put her on the phone. We're not going to believe she's real. You're like that wrestler. You see that wrestler who's dating a fucking, he married a sex doll and he can't be with her this Christmas because he was fucking her. And it broke. And now it's getting fixed. And there was a whole article about him today. There was a picture of him sitting in the bathtub with her. Yeah, he's holding a turkey. That's right. So anyway, though, point being is I'm agnostic atheist. I was raised Jewish, had a bar mitzvah. My mom's side of the family, and my mom was raised Southern Baptist, and she converted, but all of her family was Christian. So we would go over to my aunt's and celebrate Christmas, and we would have Hanukkah at our place. So we got the benefit of all the presents and all the spirit and all that. We loved all that shit. I mean, it was so fun. My mom loved Christmas and Hanukkah and all that shit. So I did too, right? But I never believed in any of the stuff around it, you know. Show us the Christmas presidents. Do you mean the presents or the presidents? Nicholas says, I rushed in here to wish you a happy Twisted Metal Day, Jaffe. Have a wonderful evening and an awesome day. Thank you so much. It is Twisted Metal Day. It is. It's Christmas Eve. This 2005 Christmas Eve is when Old Man Calypso started his very first Twisted Metal competition in the City of Angels, as many Twisted Metal fans know. What films are you watching before New Year? I don't really give a fuck about Die Hard. I liked it when I saw it. I don't want to see it again. Maybe I'll see it one day. So I have watched my usual Christmas go-to movies, which I'm not watching this year because I'm kind of burnt out on them, are The Holiday, Love Actually, and Daddy's Home 2. My kids and I are going to watch Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas because it's awful. We were going to watch that tonight, but my ex is coming over. Their mom is coming over, and we're going to watch. She's already seen it, and she's like, how many times can you fuckers watch that movie? That's when we got divorced. And we're like, okay, we'll wait till you go home, or tomorrow we'll watch it before you come over for Christmas. So I don't know what we're going to watch tonight. I actually did like Die Hard 2 more than Die Hard 1. Gremlins is great. I just saw that movie last Christmas with the woman who's in Game of Thrones. That was great. I agree, Eddie. Lethal Weapon is a better Christmas theme action movie. Totally agree. Yeah, Love Actually, Chester Eugene, and The Holiday are wonderful. And believe it or not, Daddy's Home 2, which was never on my radar. I don't know how I ended up seeing it. I was like, that's really fucking good too. I am Toastman says, my coworker wondered why I still love Christmas despite being agnostic. I reminded her that Christmas was actually a pagan holiday, to which she took offense and then denied. Well, that she's a moron, because it's incredibly clear that Christmas, historically, you can go ask preachers, where did Christmas come from? And they'll tell you it was absolutely... I need my smelling salts. Blade 5643, I appreciate it, pal. I appreciate you being here and being part of the Diet Soda Soldiers, sir. It's very kind, it's very courteous, it's very generous. Thank you so much for that. Hey, you know what we're going to be doing soon? We're going to be doing another members-only game competition. Maybe next week. We're definitely doing some movie nights next week for the gamers. We got some other stuff lined up. So you picked a good time to join. I appreciate you being here. Absolutely. Vafa, not much. We're just chatting. We're not doing a very long stream tonight. I'm going to play a game, I think. But if you guys just want to chat for a little bit, I'll leave it up to you guys. But Blade, seriously, man, thank you so much. Everybody give Blade some love. Give Blade some... I'm updating the emotes, by the way. So we're going to move a lot of these out. I'm going to put some new ones in. But please give our newest member... Give him some love. Give him a little, whatever you want. Give him some emotes. God damn it. Listen to me. Yeah, it's a total pagan holiday. I am Toastman. How hard is it to prove it? It doesn't mean she's a pagan, but anybody who looks at the Christmas story and says that's an original work by Christianity, bullshit. You can literally trace the Jesus baby birth story back to probably 60 other gods and religions. Cool Black Knight, thank you for following over on the YouTube. I appreciate it, sir. HG928, thank you for following. I think we're about to get a big batch coming in. Yep. Anybody who's watching that just followed and subscribed on YouTube, thank you. YouTube has a bug right now that it saves up all the batches. This is like election night where Trump's like, I was winning. What happened with all these votes all of a sudden? For some reason lately, all the subs get backed up and put in a box. And then once it reaches some number, they all just come and hit me. I turned the audio down, but sorry about that. But thank you if you're watching right now and you just subscribed. User, 6 Chapters, Arno, HG, Flatillo, and Psycho. Oh, cool. That's a good way to spell it. I appreciate it, pals. Jaffe, do you have any personal, unofficial, complete, but unreleased games? Ever considered releasing them? They're not mine. Sony would own them, and so, okay. Anyway, I'm going to do... new member icon loyalty. Do you guys not like the Kratos eye? If you guys want to give me some suggestions on what the member loyalty icon should be, I'm down for it. How am I doing? I'm doing good. Why are you feeling down, Kappa? What the fuck? Everybody, come on, you guys. No, nothing's wrong with feeling down. A lot of people go through life, they don't admit when they're feeling down, and that's even unhealthier. So I'm glad you're able to get in touch with your feelings. Kappa says, how you doing this Christmas? I'm feeling a bit down. Why are you a bit down, sir? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it while I pop this Jolly Rancher from my goddamn mouth. Okay, now. Angel feels the way. The same way. Bacon. Yeah, 1 minute. This is the last thing I want to eat on the stream. Goodbye, Soviet. It's the last thing I'm eating. I promise. Oh my God. It was watermelon. Watermelon. Failed pyromancer. What do you mean? Your marriage is done so the Christmas feels forced? What's that mean? Okay. Bacon wants to talk about the COVID relief bill. I will talk about, look, the way it's going right now, we're going to talk the whole stream. We're not going to play. We're going to play this kind of chill game anyway. So if you want to talk for a little bit, we'll talk. Jay says, my anxiety and OCD have been out of control. COVID, family, job-related. Jaffe, I chill when you're streaming. Takes my mind off stuff. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I love streaming. I love that you like it. Failed, you're stuck at home with the celebrating, going through the motions. So are you saying your marriage is over, but you haven't gotten out yet? Is that what you're saying, failed pyromancer? They got rid of lemon Jolly Ranchers. I never even saw a lemon Jolly Rancher. Look how we'll just jump from topic to topic. If you're listening to this, you must be like, Jesus fucking Christ, Jaffe. So what, you're still married, you're not out. Well, why don't you get out? Are you planning on getting out? Best thing ever? Not the best thing I ever did. I loved being married when I was married. And when I was done being married, I was happily not married anymore. And I'm still, my ex is coming over in about half an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, an hour and a half. to hang out and do Christmas Eve. So we just ended up being eventually a better couple, not married after a while. Nowhere to go. Oh man, you can't afford it. Okay. But does your wife know that you're unhappy? Hello, Sir Games X. Does your wife know you don't want to be in the marriage? Or are you totally going through the motions and she has no fucking clue? Oh, you have alcohol. You're having family problems because you guys have alcohol. Oh man, that's rough. All I can tell you is every family's got problems, but that's a real one, man, for sure. That's a rough one. My kid is with my ex tomorrow. That's a bummer, but we're friends and that's okay. So let me ask you a question. Oh, you both know the marriage is over, but you're both stuck in it. Okay. I mean, no one's ever really stuck. That's the goddamn truth. That's the goddamn truth. You know it's true. Deep down inside, you know it's true. You know it's true. If you can't get out now, you can at least start making a plan to get out later. But you don't want to sit in the shit. There's a great Buddhist philosopher who said the first job of change is knowing you're stuck in the mud. And he says most people don't even acknowledge they're stuck in the mud. You can start to make changes when you acknowledge to yourself, oh, I'm fucking stuck. But I'm sorry that I really am, genuinely. I'm not just kind of saying it. A lot of people will say, I feel for you. I haven't been there, but I've been in a marriage that was no longer working. And it's scary, and there's kids involved, and it's rough, and you don't know what's coming next, and you're worried about your kids, and you're worried about the money. And in my case, it worked out really well because both me and my ex were honest. Not everybody has that wonderful situation, but I do feel for you. I'm sorry you're going through it. That's rough, man. All you guys. I mean, everybody's, goddamn. Guy's got family got COVID. Guy's got his mama in the hospital with cancer. Come on now. It's rough. Bacon says, I'm wondering, why do you think they want to send less money to America, but a majority of money to other countries? Well, look, the Democrats today proposed, for the first time going along with Donald Trump, and raising it to the 2,000 he's asking for. The Republicans shot that down almost immediately. The weird thing about what's happening in this whole situation, I mean, it's not weird. Who knows what the fuck Trump is doing? There are theories that say he is just trying to get back at the Republicans now because they didn't come to his defense and say that the election was rigged, right? And so some of the stuff, by the way, not signing this bill, and I think it's great if they can actually move that $600 up, because that $600 is an insult. It is absolutely ridiculous. However, some of the stuff in that bill, if that bill doesn't get, or if something doesn't happen by the 26th, a whole bunch of people are going to lose unemployment. If that bill doesn't get signed by Monday, the government's going to get shut down. If that bill doesn't get signed by Monday, veterans and military folks were supposed to get a pay raise. So you literally have Donald Trump, who is saying, I want more money for the American people. That's great. But he also says, I want to get rid of this law that protects Facebook and Twitter from legislation if something on Twitter appears that Donald Trump doesn't like, basically, thing he's been complaining about for over a year. And he also is like, I want to get rid of this thing where we rename military bases after we can't change names of bases named after Confederate generals. And I'm like, you're a moron, Trump. You're basically saying you're going to harm the current veterans that are alive that fought for this country, and you're going to harm the living veterans and living servicemen that are actually serving, men and women right now, by taking pay out of their pocket that had been promised to them because you want to make sure Fort Bragg stays called Fort Bragg. Really? He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's out of his goddamn mind. But I will tell you that this isn't like, I mean, this is Donald Trump. The only thing he ever was involved in this particular bill was sending Mnuchin to a couple of meetings. And that was it. And then he shows up afterwards, after these guys have spent 8 months.
Greed works.
After he spent 8 goddamn months, the Congress trying to figure out an agreement. The agreement was shit. And then he's like, I don't like it. It's like, well, where were you 8 months ago, you old fuckstick, right? So something's going on, and it's not in the interest of the American people, regardless of which way this bill goes. Let me tell you something, KVJ 1988. That's a huge amount to drop into the super chat bin. I appreciate it, sir. He says, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for that generosity. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our community. That's very generous. I'm going to take those ducats. I'm going to buy my dog a Christmas present. How about that? My youngest is like, my oldest is like, we got to get another Christmas present for the dog. Dude, I've spent $100 on the goddamn dog this Christmas. Enough. Now I'm going to say, I just got a super chat. We'll spend that on the dog. I appreciate it. Thank you, KVJ. It's very kind of you. Seriously, thank you, sir. Jaffe, how you liking YouTube advice? Oh, yeah. No. So, Wrath, if you don't know. My YouTube channel has done better recently. It's not, it's not PewDiePie or anything, but it's growing. And there's a lot of reasons for that, not the least by any means of which is good Sir Wrathy right there. His name's Wrath. He's in the chat. Wrath7, this Wrathy over on the Discord. He's like, Jaffe, your thumbnails are shit. Your titles are shit. And I'm like, you motherfucker. He's like, Jaffe, you should do this and that. I don't know why he talks like that, but he does. And I've taken a lot of his advice, and he's got some really great advice on YouTube and thumbnails and titles and algorithms, and it's been good. It's been good. So, Wrath, as a Christmas tip of the hat, thank you very much, sir. Here's a little smoke of the pipe for you. I appreciate it, buddy. Connor says, I remember this day, Christmas Eve 2004. I think it was Christmas Eve 2005. Peng says, hey bro, do you agree with the jump button removed from God of War 2018? I don't really care. I mean, I'm playing God of War 2018. I'm really liking God of War 2018, and I don't feel the need for it. I mean, there are some places where the art looks like, oh, I want to get up there. I want to go up to that place, and I can't because I can't jump. But that's not, that's not anything that is, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm really loving the game. I am going to tell you that. Well, somebody on Twitter is just like, you said this level in the game was B tier. I'm like, you picked out the one complaint. I've spent 8 hours playing God of War 2018. I love it. And you picked out the one complaint that I have had about I've had 2 complaints about the game so far. Number one is, after 8 hours of playing, I'm still kind of confused about the user interface when it comes to the leveling up in the RPG part. It's really, it took me a few hours on all these games. You got to get used to it. At first, it's all overwhelming, which is a failure of these games, all of them. But even like with Cyberpunk or Ghost of Tsushima, within a few hours, I was good to go. God of War 2018, I'm still like, wait, this does what? I don't understand. I understand Demon Souls a little bit better than I understand God of War. So there's that. And I thought the elf level looked amazing, especially above ground. But the underground part of the elf level, and I loved the enemies. I loved that mini boss fight and everything. But the level design, I said, was not good compared to all the other levels that had come before. And this woman, I think it was a woman on Twitter, she just like lays into me for that. I'm like, lady, I can't have any criticism at all. I'm complaining about one thing. I love this fucking game, but this level was badly designed. Comparatively speaking, it was terribly designed. And in general, if I was a guy hiring designers again, and I looked at that map, I would say, no, go back to the drawing board. Everything looks the same. It's very confusing. No, fix it. Fucking come at me, motherfucker. I've been making games for over 20 fucking years. You think I can't recognize a badly designed level when I fucking see it? When are you going to change that Alex Jones boob Twitter? I'm changing it on the 1st. I made a bet. I lost a bet with Upvote Bandit. He said you have to put whatever as long as it doesn't break terms of service, you have to put it up on the goddamn thing. And I put it up on the goddamn thing. And come January 1st, that motherfucker's going down lickety goddamn split. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. But I'm a man of my word, goddammit. I'm a man of my word. Jaffe, will you stream the other God of War games? I will, absolutely. Jaffe, what are your thoughts on that Jordan Black chick who got mad at you on Twitter? Who? Who's Jordan Black? Is that a woman's name? Or is it a black woman from Jordan? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm happy to talk about it, but I don't know. Can you elaborate? Hello, Dane Barnes. Always good to see you. I hope you're feeling good these days, sir. I stopped playing after completing the elf level, says Cooper. I was so bored. Presentation narratively, I thought God of War was weaker than the older games, like Last of Us, and gameplay was weaker than Darksiders. Darksiders was a phenomenal game, though. I got to give you that. I love that fucking game. But you didn't dig this one. Understood. Jaffe, how do you feel about Leviathan Axe in combat? Oh, I love it. I love it. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Can you give a shout out to my friend Johnny Nagel and tell him to open Demon Souls and play it? No, fuck Johnny Nagel. Let me tell you something about Johnny Nagel. Johnny Nagel came over last night. I think he must have fucked a senior citizen. She looked fucking old. He picked her up in the back of a dumpster at Wendy's and took her, I think, to the Motel 6 over on 14th Street. And you can just hear this lady, you can barely, it's all the wheezing, and I don't know if it's COVID or asthma. She's like, Johnny Nagel, give it to me, Johnny Nagel. No, I'm not going to fucking tell him to play anything. Fuck that guy. Fucking Chad Middleton motherfucker. Yeah, Johnny Nagel, play the goddamn Demon Souls. It's a great goddamn game. The level design wasn't bad. You just couldn't remember where you'd been. No, Classic Krusty, the level design was bad. It was bad. I know. You don't know. What are your thoughts on MMOs? I never really got into them. I like them, but I never really got into them. Jaffe, I've been starting to make stop motion animation. Good for you. That shit's a lot of fun. I love my stop motion. All right. Here's the question. Do we want to play for like the 50 minutes we have left? Do we want to play a chill, Christmassy, kind of hidden object adventure game set around Christmas time? Or do we want to play a little bit more God of War right now? That's the question. Or do we not want to play at all? Do we just want to talk? Do we want to talk for another 45 minutes about whatever? Do we just want to do free chat? Okay. That's what I want to know. I'm looking to the chat. We got 3 God of Wars. We got 1 talk. 4 God of Wars. 5 God of Wars. Jigsaw puzzle. If you say that the elf level was bad, then the whole beginning was bad, because I remember I saw you confused. I don't mind getting confused. So I'm just reading the chat. I don't mind getting confused in a game. Okay, I'll make up a decision. Thank you, guys. The difference was, here's the difference, man. The difference is that at the beginning or all throughout God of War, whenever I would get lost, that was my fault, because the game does a really good job of creating visual language and visual markers that let me know, oh, I've already been here before, or oh, I recognize this place because I saw it from afar, or whatever. That's good game design, right? Nothing's wrong with getting lost. Sometimes getting lost is part of the fun. It's like when you're in Castlevania and you have to go to the map and look at the map and go, oh, wait, what do I do? That's gameplay. There's no problem with that if it's intentional. The problem with the elf level underground is visually, everything looked very similar. And so it became like all the doors looked the same, the color coding was the same, the architecture was the same, and it became very difficult to especially with no map, and you couldn't use the compass because the compass was gold. The compass was saying, look, you're in the right area. That's all we're going to tell you. So you literally had to sort of memorize, almost like an old school wizardry game on the Apple IIe where everything was the same and you had to map it out on graph paper. I thought that was terrible. Mad says, I love God of War, and that elf level done my head in a bit. Definitely better levels than the rest of the game. Doesn't hurt the overall experience. I have to agree with you. Yeah, it wasn't good, but the rest has been awesome so far. The realms in God of War have the Star Wars planet problem where multiple biomes are non-existent. I don't know what that means. Multiple biomes are non-existent? What do you mean? I really want to see Jaffe start tearing up the combat. I want to see him beat the final Valkyrie. I'm never going to be that good. JN, thank you so much for the super chat, sir. JN drops in. He says, forever grateful for Twisted Metal. Huge fan of Needles Kane. Thank you, sir. Jaffe, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for your super chat. It's very generous. And more importantly, thank you on behalf, or you're welcome on behalf of all the people who made Twisted Metal. You know, it wasn't just me. It was Scotty Campbell. It was Callan Hatch. It was Michael Jackson. Not that Michael Jackson. Hee hee. There was a lot of people who made that goddamn game. Mike Bartholomew, a lot of people. But that said, you're very welcome on behalf of all of us. I appreciate you playing it. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your super chat. And I agree, Jay in the chat says Mortal Kombat movie. Looking forward to it. There's no trailer for that yet. Have they dropped a trailer for that yet? Tomorrow, Wonder Woman and Soul. I'm hearing some good things about Soul. I think I'm going to watch that with the wife and the ex-wife and the kids. And then later tomorrow night, I'll watch Wonder Woman maybe with the kids. They really want to watch Kirk Cameron tomorrow, so we're going to watch that fucking stupid thing. How can someone, says Wrath, tell the original God of War developer his opinion is wrong on God of War? That's like someone telling James Cameron that Terminator is wrong. Yeah, people are morons. What do you want? Oh, Dane Barnes, you got posters in your theater for Mortal Kombat. Nice. So wait a minute. Is there a trailer for Mortal Kombat yet or not yet? Annis, I will not play God of War on hardest difficulty. It means nothing to me. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It's nothing fun about that at all. My favorite DC Hero 3 Progs games would be, I don't know, either Superman or Zatanna. I like a lot of those characters, though. Now, I'll tell... Baby Jesus? Baby Jesus, is that you? Baby Jesus. It's not Baby Jesus. It's somebody named XMX Kingrev. I don't know how to say your name, but I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much for joining the Diet Soda Soldiers. Everybody, I'm going to tell you what to give them. Give them a birthday cake and a Diet Coke. Give that old so-and-so a birthday cake and a Diet Coke. Thank you for joining our little merry band, sir. I appreciate it. We got a game competition coming up. We got movie night coming up. I'm going to be playing after I finish God of War, which is members only, which you can join that. I will be playing... Oh, you know what I just bought? I think we're going to be doing Killing Floor. Killing Floor 2, by the way, until January 5th, if you have a PC, is only $9, and it's Christmas themed. So I want to get a members group playing next week. If you guys are interested, that is only $9 out of your bill. If you can afford it, not everybody can afford it, but it's like, I think you can get up 12 people in that game. So it seems like a really good members battle to play. That's coming out. And, well, it's already out. So if you guys have it and you want to play it, we'll be playing that next week, members only. So a lot going on, but thank you very much. I'm just going to call you King Grev for the membership. Let's play it. You know what I'm going to do? Is it crossplay? I don't know if it's crossplay. I'll look that up and I will let you guys know. I do not know if it's crossplay. I don't know. How big's your gaming collection? I bet you have some great memorabilia. Not well. I mean, so honestly, here's what's going on. I have most of my stuff digital now. So when we moved from our house about a couple years now, I had probably 700 games, and we just put an ad like in Craigslist and said, "Look, come look at these games if you want them." I would say the vast majority of those games I sold for like $3 each. But I saved about 70 of them. And one guy came in and he bought Klonoa for like $300, $400, right? And so recently, my oldest has a friend that she wanted to buy a really expensive Christmas present for. And I said, well, if you want to kind of learn, eBay and you want to do the customer service thing and you want to do all the emails, you can take whatever games are in this box, and if you sell them, you can have the money. I'll take 30%, because why not? That's what she did to raise money for her friend's very expensive Christmas present, which I don't want to say what it is because sometimes they watch. But the point is, though, so some of those, what did she sell? She sold Realms of the Haunting for $300 or something like that, and She sold like 4 or 5 games pretty much for a lot. I probably won't play Rocket League. I respect it. I suck at it. Would you do Ghost of Tsushima multi for members? I would. I've done it before, but I'm happy to do it again, Nolan. Absolutely. I love that. Multiplayer, and that's great. Hama, shut up. Hama, you moron. There, you better. You feel like the unluckiest guy. Your sentence doesn't make sense. This is how your sentence should read. Oh, I'm not going to play. I played Witcher 3 already. It wasn't for me. Haunting Ground or Realms of the Haunting? No, Haunting Ground. That's what it was. I feel like this is his sentence. I feel like the unluckiest guy now in the world, being ignored 3 times. That's not luck. If you're actually being ignored, then you're unlikable. You're not unlucky. But in this case, though, you're not being ignored. I just didn't see your chat. What would you like to say, sir? What would you like me to respond to? Jaffe, what is the donation goal for you to play Genital Jousting? It's such a gross game. Beyond that being a gross game, though, I don't know if I'm allowed to play that on the YouTubes because it is nudity, basically. I mean, it's a big fucking cock and balls racing around the level with other cocks and balls. I don't know if that's appropriate in terms of their terms of service. I'm sorry, dear Jaffe, I'm not a native speaker. I love you from the bottom of my heart. You don't have to be sorry. I'm just fucking with you. What would you like to talk about, sir? What would you like to talk about? I'm not saucy tonight, you old fuckstick. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. It's Christmas. It's Jesus' birthday. It's the birthday. I'm going to try to commune with Jesus right now. Jesus, I usually don't believe in anything, certainly not you, but if you're real, give me a sign. Jesus, I need a sign from the bottom of your soul to tell me you love me. Jesus, do you love me? Jesus, do you love me? Jesus, do you love me? I have to ask better. Jesus, do you love me, Jesus? Give me a sign. Now. Please give me a sign, Jesus. I got nothing. He doesn't love me. He loves me! He loves me! He loves me, and so does Wang Danglin. Hello, Wangs Danglin. I appreciate it, pal. Thank you so much for joining the Diet Soda Soldiers. Kappa says, no need to be sacrilegious. I'll get to that in a second. But seriously, man, thank you so much, Wangs Danglin, for joining our little merry brigade of motherfuckers. yeah. Sweetness says he had to think about it. I'm not Look, let me tell you something. I'm going to be Jesus be playing. Let me tell you something, Kappa. I'm serious about this shit, okay? Yeah, he's like, gee, I go to heaven. It's like, you never answered. I sent you Wangs Danglin. I sent you as a sign. Yeah, Rob says slap the like button if you want Jesus to love you. Listen to me. I'm not being sacrilegious. Here's what I think. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always honest with you, but listen to me for a minute. Hello, God of War PS4. Listen to me for a minute. Let's assume all these stories are real. Jesus is real. God is real. All that stuff. The stories are real. Okay, so what you're telling me is God or Jesus has no sense of humor, that God or Jesus who made me and made my brain and made, however, whether we evolved from monkeys they made or whether they put us here 5,000 years ago, whatever, no sense of humor, doesn't appreciate a brain that is skeptical, that's questioning, that's curious, and demands a level of devotion like some kind of weird Dickensian character from the fucking 1800s. If that's God, I want nothing to do with them. What a pain in the ass. Think about dying and going to heaven and have to live with that shit for eternity. I mean, seriously, I'd rather go to hell. I would rather go to hell than have to go up to heaven and deal with the heaven that's described in a lot of religions. It's like you can't relax. It's like you're walking around with your stomach sucked in half the time because God may not, come on. It's ridiculous. Jaffe, do you believe in aliens? Just as likely to exist as God. You're absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Aliens are much more mathematically likely to exist than God is to exist. Because aliens, at least, God is based on nothing. Except people will say faith. But there's no evidence of God. There's no evidence of aliens yet, but there is plenty of evidence that the building blocks of life are present all throughout the universe. And so, mathematically speaking, if you're looking at probability, the probability of other creatures existing off planet is incredibly high, and certainly incredibly high compared to something that has zero evidence, which is God. So, aliens could very well be our gods. I mean, ultimately, if we discover God and God is real, or whoever put us here is real, you're going to come to a point where you can't think of it as magical anymore. It's like, it's just God. He's this guy, and this is what he did one day. Kappa says, everything worth doing is sacrificial in nature. When you learn a new skill, you limit yourself to act in the moment. I suppose so, but that's another reason to say go fuck it. I believe in Jah, says Jay, the stoners and Rasta version of God. Ra's pretty good. We're watching right now, one of the movies we're watching as a family is the, hang on. One of the movies we're watching is that Heaven's Gate documentary on HBO Max right now. Sorry, I was looking at this. Oh, got it. Okay, I was looking at something. We're watching that documentary, and it's about the Heaven's Gate cult, and it's really interesting. I mean, it's not a great documentary, but it's a great story. I was speaking in tongues. I'm sorry. Vossman, is that how I'm saying your name right? God damn it, sir. Vesmasari. Whatever. I appreciate it, buddy. Diet Soda Soldier with a wonderful Metal Gear Solid icon right there. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for joining our Diet Soda Soldier. I'm going to be like that Heaven's Gate leader. We're all going to join together and drink some Kool-Aid or whatever it was they drink. Anyway, point is, thank you so much, sir, for being here and joining our Diet Soda group. It's very kind of you. We got a competition coming up next week. We got movie night coming up. We got a lot of good stuff coming up into this month. Oh, we also have a Christmas Day special coming up on the 26th. And we have a New Year's thing going on Game of the Year. And by the way, any member who's watching, we've already started to get in some good videos. 20 to 30 seconds. I'm not going to be crazy about it. If you want your video played on the special, which is going to be December 30th or 31st, I haven't decided yet, of the top 10 games of the year, the Jaffes basically is what we're giving away. Maybe we'll rename that to something else. Send me a video on Discord or on Twitter, DM me, of your top 3 games, explaining why they're your top 3. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's just something I'll play in between awards and things like that. I've got a bunch of them so far. The more the merrier. So hit me up as members. That's something that you guys can do. I would love to have you guys as part of the show in that capacity. Kappa says, would you also be willing to joke around with Allah the same you make jokes about Jesus? I respect your opinion, trying to understand your reasoning. Well, look, I think absolutely all religion is dangerous, okay? There are fundamentalist religious people in almost every religion that I know of. I don't know of any... I guess there are even fundamentalist Buddhists, which is weird in a lot of ways. But no, do I think the Islamic extremists are out of their fucking minds? Yeah, I do. And I don't believe in Allah. I don't believe in Jesus. I'm an atheist or agnostic, depending on the day. I don't believe in Yahweh. It's just not on my radar. Nothing has come along that makes me believe in that stuff. So yeah, if you're looking for my reasoning, it's that, look, the only reason you would not make jokes about certain people's religion is because certain people are so fucking extreme that they want to kill you. But will I joke about the fact that that's crazy? Yeah. That you're going to kill somebody for having an opinion that's different than yours? Are you out of your mind? Clearly the answer is yes. But no, I'm not going to go after anybody's specific God that has members that will want to kill you if you do it. No, there's no value in that for me. But you know where I stand on our religion. I'm compassionate. I want people to do well. Life is hard. At the beginning of this stream, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, we got a guy whose mom is really sick. We got a guy whose family has COVID. We got a guy who's dealing with depression. There's a lot of people here tonight that are having a rough go of it. I get religion. I get the value it brings to people. But I just think there's a point where it's run its course and we need to sort of deal with reality as it presents itself and go, how do we make everybody's life better is what I would say without Fantasyland. I'm a Muslim, says Blue, and we have a verse in our holy book. It says, "You have your faith and I have mine." Yeah. I mean, everyone has got their own beliefs and that is fine, says Annis. Well, okay, let's be clear. If we're going to get into this conversation, we can get into it briefly. Let's be clear. It's not fine, frankly. Belief should not be subjective, okay? We would be a much more evolved and civilized society if we could just get... Now, do I think right now with where we are, we need to be respectful of all people? Yeah, of course we need to be respectful of all people. Including people who don't think the things that we think. But the idea that this guy over here believes in Heaven's Gate and the comet Hale-Bopp is going to come along and they're going to all kill themselves and go up in a spaceship, that's delusional. And that level of delusion, if it grows and infects other people, ultimately it's not even the butterfly effect. It's everything's connected. So it affects everyone. So do I think we should do a better job as humans of having some faith, being humble in the fact that we don't really know what's going on? Yeah. But at the same time, we also need to be like, well, here's what we do know. And let's stop acting as if that's somehow shameful to embrace that primarily. That's all I'm saying. It's tough for this life to be the best it can be when such a huge percentage believe there's a next life that is more important. That's a good point. Jokes aside, I practice meditation. It helped me find peace. Oh, I love meditation. JN, that's no joke. Meditation, the problem is a lot of people think meditation is religious. It can be. The most amazing experience I ever had with meditation was I was meditating in Santa Monica up on our little loft in our place we had there. And it was a relatively deep meditation. And I just started crying, and I realized what it was because when you get into a really deep meditation and you don't obviously, who said that? JN, because you actually do it. But for people who don't meditate, they think it means something else. All meditation really is just having an awareness of your thoughts and learning how to recognize the actual sense of you and not the sort of you are your thoughts. And when you get into a really good, deep focus meditation, and it's very hard, that's the whole point. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be frustrating because that mirrors real life. But eventually you get better and you build that muscle in focusing on nothing or on the breath. Well, you get to a certain point where you're able to do that enough and you really separate from the you-ness, the sense of your identity. And it's very easy at that point for compassion for every living thing to come in. The sense of pain and worry. And again, there's the word chaos and uncertainty and fear. And when you realize just that is part of that worry, and when you step out of it, and you experience that sense of just isness, it's very emotional because you realize how many people are in pain that don't have to be in pain. So I'm a big fan. I highly recommend it if you're curious about meditation. You've seen the Jonestown documentary, says Bacon. really young. It made me realize how gullible people were when it comes to religion. It's true. It's a good point. I meditate in public restroom stalls, listening to the bowel movements of my fellow humans. It brings me calm. Truly profound, says Realism. I think that would be so gross, though. I think that would be so disgusting. We need more men masculinity in video games. Am I right, Jaffe? I have no idea what that means. I know you've written it like 3 times. I've avoided reading it 3 times or 2 times because I don't understand it. What is men masculinity in video games? I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying I don't understand your question. Can you ask it again after you rephrase it? Did you see the news story, says Wrath, of the Almon who predicted 9/11 that 2021 would be the worst year ever in history and prepare for a catastrophe? I don't know what an Almon is. What is that? And how can you prove he predicted 9/11? I'm not saying you're wrong. Again, I'm not being a skeptic, but where's this evidence that he predicted 9/11? Was I always an atheist? I'm more of an agnostic than atheist, but I've been one, yeah. I mean, since I was probably 7. I listened to the Jonestown tape recording of everyone drinking their punch and dying. I heard that. It was really creepy and weird. Okay. Okay. So, blind mystic predicts cataclysms and disasters in 2021. Yeah, but there's no evidence, right? So the bulging clairvoyant predicted that the world will suffer from cataclysms and great disasters as 3 giants unite and a strong dragon seizes humanity, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. Because let me go to this. Let me show you guys this article. And Wrath is saying he doesn't believe it. And I'm not, believe it if you want to. But what's funny about this is there's probably going to be a sentence in here saying she claimed 9/11 would happen. So she's a blind Balkan mystic who predicted 9/11, okay? Baba Wagner was a blind mystic who died in 96, but she left behind predictions. In 2021, she said this, that, the other. Last year, she predicted Trump, who caught corona in October, would suffer mortal illness. I'm looking for the actual prediction from 9/11. My guess is it's going to be caked in a lot of horse shit that you have to read in a certain way for it to be true. I'm looking. Putin should be watching the skies for a giant meteorite, which is due to hit Russia. Okay. Believers claim she foretold 9/11, saying 2 steel birds would attack American brethren. I mean, it's just like fucking bullshit. It's so easy to trick people who want to be tricked. Jaffe, you're getting a cold or present? Oh, cold or a present? I don't know. I'm not sure. Masculinity like alpha male characters like old Kratos or Joel from The Last of Us. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not, thank you, Gon. I appreciate that, sir. I don't really think about it. I'm playing, like right now I'm playing Demon Souls where I create my own character. I'm playing God of War, and that character, I mean, certainly only a fool would argue that Kratos in God of War 2018 is not masculine and alpha. I mean, in some ways, to be fair with you, in some ways, Kratos represents more of a typical alpha male today than Kratos did, because he keeps all of his emotions bottled up, but it's clear he has them. And a lot of men are fucking raised that way. But I don't really think about it, man. I'm happy with the characters I get. It's not on my mind. Hello, Shadow Rage. Mario says, Jaffe, when are you going to get good at games? I guess as soon as I give a fuck about it. But, I've never really cared about being really great at something nerds do. I don't care. But I really don't. I grew up, I was the first generation to take video games for their maiden voyage, right? I was there for Pong. Although I was a little young for Pong, but I was there for Space Invaders, Asteroids. I was alive when Pong was out, but I was like 5. Never saw it. And what I'll tell you is that I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, like I'm high again. Oh, getting good at games. What I will tell you is from the very beginning, it wasn't like I'm like, yeah, I'm the best at Galaga. Who cares? That's like me. I'm the best at watching a movie. What do I give a fuck? right? I just never. And people take that shit serious. They're like, I'm really good at Donkey Kong. It's like, is it getting you laid, sir? Do the women line up because you're really good at getting to a kill screen and Miss Pac-Man? Is that what's happening? It's dumb. No, I'm not high right now. Jaffe, did you say you were trained to be in the MLG? Yeah, sure, Dane Barnes. Absolutely. Dane Barnes, let me ask you a question. This movie that comes out tomorrow with little Tommy Hanks, End of the World, News of the World, what is that about? What is that about? I want to see that movie, but I'm not going to a theater. They're like, only in theaters. I'm like, go fuck yourself. No offense, Dane, if you don't know, manages a movie theater. And it's rough right now for people in the movie business. Of course it is. Christmas, believe it or not, it wasn't this way when I was young, but when I got to be a teenager, it became this way. Christmas is a big movie-going holiday. And obviously it's not going to be now. David Baxter says, Jaffe, you're so wrong. Nowadays, games get you laid. I'm just pretty sure you're not correct, sir. Oh my God, really, Dane? Oh God. That's horrible. It's good for you guys, but that's horrible. So you're telling me Wonder Woman is sold out for tomorrow? Oh my God, what is wrong with people? Dane, I'm happy for your business. I really am. I'm a kid who grew up wanting to make movies, but oh, that's a disaster. People are going to bring their families to a goddamn movie theater when the pandemic is as bad as it's ever been, and they're going to sit in a room with air conditioning. Oh my goodness gracious. I just don't understand it. I didn't say God of War would get you laid. I said Twisted Metal would, but I was joking. Divided, or Divid. Hopefully sold at 50% occupancy. It's still, I mean, I would rather those companies, when they were doing drive-ins, that was pretty fucking cool. I mean, hell, you would think at this point, they can't take the roofs off. It just, I don't know, man. It's just, I worry about people just not getting it. I mean, have you seen some of this footage that's coming out of the operating rooms, man? Question for you, Jaffe. Yes, what's up, sir? I heard you mention that when you were interviewed by the Sony San Diego guy, you reached out to Colin Moriarty to help. What happened? Oh, so I was like, okay, this is, it's not like a big scoop, but it's like this, I listen to Colin's show. I like it a lot. And I was listening to him and Chris talk about some of the people leaving. He did a show a couple of episodes ago about leaving Sony. And I'm like, oh, well, I reached out because I'm like, hey, I'm having this guy on. He's left Sony. No one knows it yet. He ran the team. He built the team. That's, all this stuff. And I figured he would be interested. And he's a pro. I'm not like a professional interviewer. And I wanted to take advantage of the situation and have the right questions be asked of this guy. And so I reached out to Colin and I asked him, and he says, I would love to. And he says, I want to do something with you in the new year. And I was happy to hear that. I've been on his show before. I want to make something with Colin. I think he's awesome. But he's like, we're off for 2 weeks now. The whole operation is shut down for 2 weeks, so I'm not available during that time. And I said, oh, okay. Gotcha. But that's what happened, basically. You were heavily working outside. Well, if you're working outside, Shadow Rage, it's not... Ideally, if you got to work, you got to work. But if you're outside, that's a lot better. Cassius, Merry Christmas back to you, sir. 6-foot distancing, says Hobo, and mask should protect viewers. I don't agree as per top scientist, but who will actually wear their mask for the whole movie? Look, I think masks absolutely work. I think social distancing absolutely works. There's no doubt those things are right and correct and important. But that 6-foot thing, like it's some magical thing, like the virus is flying through the air and it hits a 6-foot window, and it's like the fucking Chomp and Mario tied up to the chain, and it can only go so far. It's like 6 foot is like in general, this is how far this shit goes when you're talking at the average volume, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? With the average air conditioning in the room, moving particles around. I think 6 feet, that's, I don't know how realistic that is. I mean, I'm not saying you should do it, of course, but I think you probably want to have more than 6 feet. More than half the people who come out to get popcorn don't have a mask, and I want to chew them out. Oh, I get it, Dane. Absolutely. Would you vaccinate? Probably. I want to do a little bit of research. I'm hearing a lot of allergic reactions coming from the Pfizer one. But, you know. Jojo D says, I'm surprised Gavin and Gaming doesn't go on a holiday vacation for a week or two. You know what, man? I don't think it's the right time. I do think I want to take a couple of weeks off coming up. I love streaming so much. You guys know I do. It's not the right time. And I think during Christmas and the holidays, it's a good time, at least for a small streamer like me, because a lot of people are off and they're not providing, you know, whatever it is they provide to people. And I'll be honest with you, Joe, one of the reasons is I have been very fortunate in that I've never really had a holiday that's like an important holiday and I've been alone. I've been really fortunate, whether it's family or being married or having good friends. But I know a lot of people don't have people to spend the holidays with, especially this year when everyone who is being responsible are social distancing. And so the idea of going, hey, let's make sure, you know, there's at least something we can do in our small way to connect with people, I think is a really cool thing. I like that about streaming. You need a ho ho ho, Jaffe? Then go talk to your mom, motherfucker. Ha, you get it? The virus evolved, but still doesn't change the effectiveness of the vaccine, says don't be scared. Yeah, I've seen that too. Bonzoso says, I'm alone this Christmas for the first time, but I have a couple of Zooms scheduled. That's good. Who or what's Gabbin? Go look it up. If you don't know what Gabbin is, I don't know what to tell you. Dane Barnes says, thanks for streaming, Jaffe. You're welcome. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming to the stream, sir. Keeps me company in lonely times. Well, I appreciate that. The family's doing great, Travis. Everybody's good. We're about to watch a movie tonight, and I'm making my mom's, she called it nuts and bolts. I'll tell you what she actually called it. I'm not going to say the word, but she didn't know any better, and we didn't know any better. It's basically a Chex Mix. It's various types of Chex Mix mixed with various types of nuts, like peanuts, cashews. A lot of cashews are in there, pretzels, and it's cooked in the oven for about 3 hours, soaking in a sauce made of a lot of butter, Worcestershire sauce, Tabasco sauce, soy sauce, garlic salt, and celery salt. And it is addictive. It is so good. Just fucking phenomenal. Now, we call it nuts and bolts now. My mom, when we were little, called it, and she didn't know this, and I'm not going to say the word, but it was a word that starts with the letter G that is a very offensive word if you're talking about I think all Asian people. I don't think it's a specific Asian territory. That's just what we called it. And it wasn't until high school when I mentioned it to someone and they said, that's a terrible thing to say. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they told me what the word was. I'm like, are you serious? I had no idea. And my mom's like, really? So, I mean, you know, she was raised in the deep South. It was introduced to her as a racist word and she just didn't know what it was. So anyway, you never did give your opinion on what happened to Colin Moriarty. Was he a victim of far left wokeism? I mean, I almost sent... Happy holidays, Joey. Good to see you, bud. I almost sent some of that nuts and bolts out to people, to members, but I worry about sending food in the mail. Like if somebody chokes and I could get sued and shit like that. I have no idea with, hello, Leo. I have no idea with the Colin Moriarty thing. I mean, I know that, sorry, I just spaced. So, I don't know really what happened. I know that from the outside looking in with Colin and Greg, that just as a fan, that was an unfortunate break, because I think when Colin left Kind of Funny, Kind of Funny wasn't and hasn't been as good. I still like Kind of Funny, and I still like Greg Miller a great deal. He's a good dude. But failed pyromancer, why would you write that? Does that bring you joy to write an offensive term? I mean, it's just rude, man. Don't fucking ever do that again on my chat, or you'll be banned for life, okay? Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Not to be a dick, man, but don't fucking type that shit. It's terrible. I mean, seriously, that's just mean, man. But yeah, I think when he left, it's just not as good, because he brought a balance to the force. He brought a different way of speaking and analyzing that I think played off of Greg and the other guys really well. And now the other guys are still just as good as they ever were, but without that character there, without that wall there that pushes back a little bit, everything feels so vanilla that it's fine, but it doesn't have the teeth that it used to have, basically, is what I would say. Fox, go fuck off. Fox says, oh no, is a bad word. My brain exploded. I can't even. No one is saying your brain is going to explode, sir. No one is saying that the word is so awful that people shouldn't be able to utter it. Oh my God. What I'm saying is this. For all you know, we're a small stream, but right now we've got, let me go check. We've got anywhere from 160 to 150 to 180, depending on what number you're looking at, people watching right now. Maybe, wouldn't surprise me, maybe we got an Asian or two watching. Think about that. Yes, the word isn't going to make anyone's head explode. No, it's not. But it's just mean. It's simply rude. Should it be illegal? No. But it's mean. Why do you want to be a dick? You know what I'm saying? Greg Miller and Colin were apparently friends for more than a decade. It was ruined by a tweet. I think Colin didn't fit their agenda. Yeah, I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue. I mean, Colin told me a little bit of what happened, but it really was the story that everyone knows. So, Colin's stories are Colin's stories, and what he shares is what he chooses to share, and I respect that. But I can tell you as a outside observer, I think the Kind of Funny show is lesser for it. It is what it is. I still like Kind of Funny. I think they're ambitious and they got some good stuff going on over there. I just think it doesn't have the bang it used to have. All right, that's going to do it for me, kids, because we're going to go make this thing my mom made. No, Jimmy, I'm still playing God of War. I may come back later tonight and play some God of War, but I will absolutely be streaming this week, God of War. My favorite vegetable... Is a potato a vegetable? Yeah, potatoes, I guess. Santa Claus would have used a sleigh equipped with explosive reindeers. That'd be cool. But anyway, though, I'm going to go make this. We're going to watch a movie. We're going to redecorate the tree because one of the bulbs got burnt out. There was a Cyberpunk stream, Dano. Yeah. Jaffe, can you do an office tour? Yeah, I can shoot the back wall if you want. Merry Christmas to you, Brian, as well. I'm a little short this month. I'll be back as a member next month. Don't even worry about it, Groovy Putzman. When you can afford it, I appreciate it. When you can't, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being part of our community, buddy. I hope to see you guys later tonight. Dane Barnes, have a good luck. Be safe in that movie theater of yours, sir. And Merry Christmas, everybody, if we don't talk until the next time that Christmas is over. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for the memberships. Very much appreciated. Bye, you guys.